Hey, I hope you're doing great today. This is Chuck Densmore with Expert Message, and I want to talk to you a little bit about content marketing and behavioral marketing. Specifically, on this part, I'd like to talk more about behavioral marketing. This is part 2 in a series about Expert Message, content marketing, and the customer store. Marketing has changed. Welcome to a new era of marketing. Behavioral marketing is targeted marketing based on customer behavior. Think about it. What if you could clone all of your best customers? You would have an endless supply of clients all wanting to buy from you all the time. So let's start with marketing today. Marketing has changed. Audiences everywhere are tough. They're different. They're tired of the postcards that come in the mail and go straight into the trash, the newspaper flyers. They're tired of the spam email. They've set up special accounts to just clear the spam so they don't even have to look at them. It's not very effective anymore. And unless you're on the right radio station, you're not going to reach them. If you advertise on television, they're probably getting a drink, or worse, they're TiVoing right over you. What do we do today about marketing? How do we think outside the box? What is your strategy? John Wanamaker, who was credited with founding the first department store in the United States and also being the first modern marketer in the United States, said that half of the money I spend on advertising is a waste. The problem is, I don't know which half. So think about it. If you're doing mass marketing, you're sending out a postcard or a mailer, or maybe you're doing newspaper advertising or radio, you're reaching everyone that is within that circulation or within that zip code or that market area. But you don't know whether they're the people that are going to buy your product or not. You don't know anything about them other than their address or that they're perhaps listening, right? So let's take a step backward and ask the question, why do we market? We market to get customers, right? Sounds pretty simple, but let's never lose focus of that. That is the only reason we market, is to get customers. So why do we not market? Now that's an important question. Is it because it's too hard, or it doesn't work, or it's been confusing? Maybe you just don't have the time to do it, you don't have the expertise, or you don't have the money or the resources to get it done. The number one reason is fear. Fear that what we do will not work. Fear that we're spending money and wasting it. So let's take a step further. What are you missing? Why do you have this fear? Why do you have this difficulty with your marketing? You're missing information. If you had more information, you could focus your marketing effort, couldn't you? Marketing is nothing more than making decisions. You make great decisions when you have great information. So if you have great information, you can market very well. Let's look at an example. The Super Bowl cost $4.5 million to run one commercial that reaches 161 million people for one time. 1 times 161 million, you made an impression upon 161 million people. So you made 161 million impressions. By comparison, let's look at a newspaper ad. In the Orange County Register, you can advertise a full-page ad 7 days a week, 365 days a year for the same amount of money. You'll reach 577,000 people every single day. Now, how many impressions is that? Well, 210 million impressions. More impressions, and because you touched them more than once, do you think they're going to think of you when it comes to making a decision on your product or your service? Of course they are. So there's a difference in how you spend your money. Reach is how many people, but how many times you reach them is more important because that makes more impressions upon them. So who is your market? The whole market? You ask a car dealer who his market is, and he's going to say it's the entire county or the entire region. But that's not true. Think about it. Does every single person you know drive the exact same car? Of course they don't. If they did, yes, it would be his whole market. But Toyota has a market, and Ford has a market, and Chevrolet has a market, and Lexus and Mercedes, they all have a market. And unless people have a whole lot of money and collect one of each, they don't share their market. So what you're interested in is only a segment of the market. Well, how do you find that segment? How do you focus on the one area of the market who is most likely to want, need, benefit, and purchase your product? Who exactly is that customer? Well, let's take a step back and find out. What makes people different? Their family life, the neighborhoods where they live, their habits, their buying habits, what they like to purchase, their media preferences. Do they listen to radio, watch television? Are they on cable? Do they prefer to do everything on their tablets or on their laptops? On their phones even? A lot of information goes into identifying people within a market segment. You have geographic information, the where, demographic information, the why, behavioral information, the how they make the decisions, and the psychographic information is who they really are, how they think, where they came from, where they're going, what their goals and dreams are. If you take all that and put it together, it creates something called a mosaic. Experian created this tool, and what they did is they took all of their data they get from their credit reporting agency, they combine it with all of the Census Bureau data, and they discovered that there are 71 unique clusters that every single person in the United States fits into. So each person fits into one of these 71 unique clusters or mosaics. This is called lifestyle segmentation. People are different, usually by neighborhood, is how the breakdown goes. So wouldn't it be great if you could just walk in and find the right person, the person who you know met your criteria, that was just like your best customer, the person who is most likely to purchase your product or service? Of course it would. Welcome to the customer store, a place where you can find the customers that are most likely to purchase from you. So where do you want to shop? Maybe you're looking for high-income people. This group's called the Power Elite. It's wealthy households, prosperous, they're family-focused, socially active, they like to travel, they love sports, they're influential and brand-conscious. Maybe your product services what we call the middle-class melting pot. Middle-aged couples and families, they're again active and like sports, but they're more casual, they're unpretentious, but they're very active digital users and very sensible and frugal. But how does this all work? Well, sit back and don't worry about it. We do the hard part for you. It starts with the marketing silver bullet, and that is your customer data. All we need is a customer's name, their address, and preferably what they purchased, how much they spent. But we don't have to have that. Don't worry, if you don't keep a customer database, there are tools we have to make it really easy to find your customers. The key to great information is identifying your best customers. Find the perfect match prospects, those people that are just like your best customers. Deliver content to them that gets their attention and positions you as the expert. And then helping you make your media buying decisions. Maybe you don't like radio and television. It's okay. But if your customers only listen to radio and never look online, you need to be advertising on radio. So it just helps you understand where your customers are so you can reach them. But where do you find them? First, what we do is we analyze your database that you provided to us. And we identify the top 6 groups, 5 or 6 groups, that are your best customers. Your customers, your best customers, chose you. And they chose you for a reason. Well, what was that reason? That's what we're trying to find out. And how do we find more people that would make the same decision so that they will end up purchasing from you? When we run the reports, you get detailed comparison profiles that show all of your clusters, all of your top customers, compares them, lets you see their characteristics. You may not realize a lot of information about your clients, but once you have the information, it would help you better communicate with them and also perhaps better market for them and better stock your merchandise in such a way that it will appeal to them. Using this information, you can focus on key neighborhoods that have people just like your best customers. You can also use it to target new territories. Maybe you're thinking about expanding your business, or maybe you're in a market area that you're close enough you can be marketing to a different neighborhood and you just weren't aware that you had more customers available there. So let's go back and look at our sample again. Remember the Super Bowl sample? This is very similar. So this is an area in Ohio. We're going to talk about reach or target. If you were trying to reach this area, you would pull all the zip codes, and you would find out that there are 83,884 households in this market area. If you sent one mailing to each of these households, you would spend $33,000 plus tax for one mailing. Now remember the Super Bowl example, you're having one touch, one contact. If we ran this merchant's information through our databases and ran them through our algorithms and found out that their top customers met certain criteria, we could pick the top 6, choose those people within this market area, and we find that there are 6,900 households in the area, and we can mail 3 mailings to each of them so that we touch them 3 times each, and that only cost us $8,200, a 75% savings on the marketing budget of this merchant. Now think about that a minute. Not only are you saving on your marketing budget because you're marketing to people most likely to buy, but because these people are most likely to buy, your closing ratio is going to be much higher. So if you normally closed 1 out of every 100 customers, now you're speaking to people that are ready to hear your message, you're probably going to close a lot more. We see dramatic increases in the amount of business closed within the group of customers. You get a customized message plan that tells you how each of these clusters, these mosaic clusters, rate within your market. You get a customized media plan telling you how these people like to be communicated to, strategic recommendations on how to develop your marketing, how to take your business further, focusing on the people that are going to purchase your product or service. Full database analysis, identifying your best customers and drilling deep to find each customer group from your business. Also, market mapping. You can actually visually see where your customers are located in your market area and determine the best neighborhoods to target. Best customer behavior analysis, so you get the message points together for your best customers. What do they want to hear? How do you come across as the expert to them? Media analysis, what's the best media to use to reach these customers? Strategic analysis and recommendations customized for your type of customer, your market area. Do you need to expand your market? Do you need to change your market? Do you need to tweak something that you're doing within your market? All of the information you need is provided for you. Your target, your location, your message, and your media, your who, where, what, and how. Now we found them, how do we keep them? Well, remember the first questions. What gives you your competitive edge? What makes you different? What's the message you're delivering? How are you positioning yourself as the expert? And remember, who is your target? And stay focused on your target. To help you get started, you're welcome to try our book that came out. It's called The Customer Store. It explains fully how the Mosaic works, and you can get a discount on it at mycustomerstore.com and use this discount code, TF7XCDKZ. I know it sounds crazy, but these are the codes they generate so that we're able to give you the discount. It's sold through Amazon. We did go to #1 best-selling on new releases in Amazon when the book was released, and we know you'll benefit greatly from having a copy of it in your library. If you prefer to get the Kindle version because you're electronic, you can get it for the same price at getthecustomerstore.com. So we have mycustomerstore.com for the print version at 40% off, and the Kindle version's already 40% off. Getthecustomerstore.com. So I want to thank you very much for listening. Remember, position yourself as the expert and maximize your marketing investment by finding your best customer match using the customer store and expert message. I want to leave you with this last special thought. Please be in the moment. Remember to live, laugh, and love fully. Always try to leave the world a better place than when you got here. My name is Chuck Dinsmore with Expert Message, and I'm here to help you find your best customer.